channel. My husband is back with me today because he has not been here for the last couple of weeks due to work. How does it feel to be back?
Nice, very nice.
Excellent.
I don't drive.
So I don't know why I'm making this video. If you don't know who we are the Wistl family. We make lots of content on travel, some minimalist content, and also about our electric car. If you've watched us before, you would have seen that we have made a couple of videos before regarding going electric, and today we're just doing a little catch up on how things are going and how we're finding using an electric car now. It's been around 8 months since we actually got it. So just to give you a very quick description of what we actually have done, we actually use a company called Onto, which is an electric car subscription service. They're the only company we've been with since going electric, and we have had the same car as well for the entire period of the 8 months. We have a Renault Zoe ZE40 R110, and it's the 2017 plate. So Onto works exactly like any other subscription service. You basically pay once a month for your subscription, and for us it's the car. It comes with some benefits. You get reward points, you get 1,000 miles per month to use, which can be upped if you want to kind of expand your mileage package, but obviously that would cost more. The cost for our car in particular is £339. But if you want to know any more about Onto, we have made a couple of videos on them already, so I will link those all down below for you as well.
So analytics wise, we've spent a total of £2,712, and we've done 5,287 miles. Some months we've gone over 1,000, some months we've gone under. But if you don't use all your miles in that month, the extra miles gets rolled on to the next month.
So every mile you don't use gets rolled over to the next one. So everything you accumulate you can use still. So you don't actually lose any of the miles that they give you.
So for every £1 we spend, we get 1 reward point. So currently we have 3,517 reward points.
Crazy.
And that helps towards if we want additional miles, a more damage excess, and an additional named driver. Someone needs to drive before we can do that.
So as Kev said, Onto's reward system is actually really, really great, because if you do need any like damage excess, or you need to up your miles because you're driving a lot longer or you're going back to work, you can kind of put those points into that price rather than putting money in. So that's our full analytics money wise. That's how much we've spent for the whole of the 8 months, as well as how much we spend per month on the car, which actually never changes. It's always the same. In terms of our green analytics, Onto does send emails out every so often about the kind of things that you're doing planet-wise. We did have that email. I'm so angry, but we can't actually find it. I think it was around December that we actually received the email telling us how much we had helped the planet with having an electric car, but we actually can't find it, so it's really annoying. But if you do sign up to Onto, they do send out emails. I think it showed how many trees we'd saved, how driving electric has saved on a certain amount of carbon emissions. It gave you all the details, which was really, really great. And it's really annoying that I can't share that with you now, but we definitely think that Onto should do it every month so that we know what we're doing for the planet, and so how much us using an electric car benefits the world. So that is actually one criticism we do have, is that we think that they should let us know at least once every 6 months, just kind of the amount we've been saving and how beneficial it really is to go electric. When it comes to charging, we charge twice a week and we use the 3-point plug. Now, many will say that that's actually like the worst way to do it because it's not rapid charge, it is extremely slow. However, we aren't near any charging stations that we have the cards for. If you watched our old videos, Onto also provides you with free charging cards, so it actually is rolled into the price. We have 2 at the moment, one that is Pod Point, which is their main one, I think is BP, and the other is Shell. We've actually found though that Shell in our area in Norfolk don't have any electric charging stations at their petrol stations at the moment. We know Shell is undergoing a huge kind of rebrand. They're going into a lot more clean energy, but I think it's taking a long time to roll out because we haven't actually been able to use our Shell card at the moment.
Onto have also just recently sent out a new card for InstaVault, which has over 400 charging stations in the UK. Bang. Along with the cards we use from Onto, there are a couple other charging stations we use. One of them is called Clen Energy, which have a couple places near us.
Yeah, that's the closest one we have is Clen Energy, and we actually have to pay for that one. On average, we charge for about half an hour to an hour, and it costs us around £2.17, and that's for between 30 and 40 miles that gives us. We also sometimes occasionally visit either a Lidl's or an Aldi's, and they usually have a Pod Point system. I know I said we had a Pod Point card. We actually have a Polar Plus card, and the Polar Plus card is the BP brand of electricity. But Pod Point is the one you would find at Lidl's, and we have used that a couple of times, and I think again it's around a couple of pounds just to give us between like 40 to 50 miles on average. To charge at home with a 3-point plug, I think we've worked it out to be between £7 and £9 per charge. We do this twice a week, so it's around £14 for fuel, but it comes under household costs because obviously it's electric, which we use for the house. And we're lucky enough that we are living with our parents at the moment, and that rolls into the cost of what we give her each month anyway.
So charging is quite simple, but you've got to make sure you've got the right apps or that you have the cards.
Yeah.
Other than that, they all have instructions either on the posts or on a digital screen.
Obviously, charging stations differ quite drastically in price. I think you went to one. Do you remember what the company was called?
Oh, it's Ecotricity, which is on the highways. They've recently been teaming up with GridServe, which have a big forecourt for electric cars.
Yeah, we've got a video about our visit to one of the GridServe electric forecourts. If you want to watch it, it's down below.
But with Ecotricity, I think they take around £12 out of your account before you charge, and then they refund you the money. But when I checked my account, and I was like, I spent £12 for like 5 miles. I was like, ouch. But then I realised it was like £1.
Every charging station works completely differently, but it's worth getting apps for ones that you know you're going to need if they're kind of within the 10-mile radius, 20-mile radius, or if you kind of get apps ready for the journey you're going to take if it's a lot more long distance. Other than that, having an electric car is pretty easy. Once you get used to the kind of when you take your foot off, it still goes forward or backwards. That was a big learning curve. The quietness of it was quite a big thing to learn, and because Kev's always driven a manual, this is actually an automatic because obviously they don't have engines or gears. So other than that, for the driver, because I don't drive, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed driving it. It is very smooth drive. I can't really see any negative points of driving electric.
Well, one thing that we have found that's really interesting, that may be of interest to anybody that's actually considering driving electric cars, and that is the difference in charge with the weather. Now, I didn't know this, and I don't think Kev knew this, but he was one that told me that if it's particularly a very, very cold day or there's been a frost, it takes a lot longer to charge your car. So when we were charging back in winter time, it was taking like hours and hours, and then in the summertime it takes about half an hour to an hour to get around 40 miles, which is a lot quicker.
And also your charging would be, if you fully charge it, you'll get 115 in winter, but you'll get 145, maybe 160 in the summer.
Yeah, on a hot day we can max I think we've ever seen is 162 miles, and winter time could be between 90 and 110, and that will say fully charged it will be 100%, but because of the weather it's meant that those miles won't go as far, which is really strange. Also, if you use heating or air conditioning, it also takes charge from the car, however the radio doesn't. So there's been a few times where we've been really close to zero, and we've had to drive in freezing temperatures with no heating on whatsoever, just so we can kind of prolong the miles as much as possible.
But also you've got to be aware on how many miles you're driving, so you plan your routes a little bit more smarter than just going. You've got to know, actually I've got 100 miles, that'd do me a day. Or
Yeah.
if you got 30 miles, okay,
yeah, we need more. We can't because you need to give yourself like a good 20-mile buffer. So instead of thinking that you've got a full 50 miles, you've probably got maybe potentially 60 miles if it's hotter, and also you're kind of in an area where you're braking a lot, because you actually, what is that called? You actually regenerate miles if you brake or take your foot off. But if you're doing like a really long stretch of road and it's motorways and you're not going to be doing that very often, you need to give yourself a big buffer of miles so that you can accumulate for weather conditions and all that kind of thing at the same time. Other than that, it's been a really good experience with On2. We had a few glitches at the beginning, mainly due to faults within the car itself, but they have been really fantastic at getting that sorted, and also just being with them completely has been a really good experience. Obviously cars have wear and tear, and we're aware that the car that we've used probably has a little bit of wear and tear to it, so when we get to that stage of either changing it or stopping completely, which obviously we don't know what we're going to do yet, we will go through that as well with you, because we are aware that there'll probably be some charges. There's still a lot to learn about electric cars, and obviously technology is changing pretty rapidly when it comes to them. There's always new models coming out, new ways of charging. We're really hoping that they can actually get chargers that really do it quite quickly, because I think that is the biggest stumbling block we find with people.
We have the most basic car. So we've got the oldest version of a Renault Zoe, but if we go for a newer version, they have a rapid charger.
They're different connectors, basically.
Instead of the Type 2
I think CHAdeMO is faster than Type 3. We have Type 3 or Type 2, I can't remember now. But it's the very basic one, and it's the slowest. And that's why we spend less on our subscription than others will. I think Tesla's on2 subscriptions can be up to like £700 to £900 a month, if not more. So depending on what car you get as well. We've got the cheapest car, I think, that they offer, but we can obviously decide to change it if we want to, but obviously then we have to take into the fact that it will be more expensive. In terms of being a big-ish family, I mean, there is 5 of us. It works really well. It's a nice family car. Obviously we could always do with more space. The boots are decent size. We can get a full food shop in there and a pushchair in there and things like that. So things like that aren't a big deal. But I think if you have older children or more children than we do, then obviously you need something quite a bit bigger. In terms of what we're going to do with our subscription, we're actually going to keep with the Zoe ZE40 for just a little bit longer. We may change it up depending on whether or not we kind of want to go up, but that obviously means that the price will also go up as well. Or we may choose to break away completely and invest in an electric car, but because technology changes so quickly and so often, it's probably best to still stay very, very safe and kind of try out different models and things like that before we kind of make a concrete decision, just in case. Obviously, it, like phones and things, because they're electric, they're going to outdate very, very quickly before new models come along. So is there anything else you want to say?
Nope.
Do you reckon you'll be here next week?
Nope.
Nope. So we hope we've explained a little bit more about our On2 subscription. I hope we've also kind of gone through enough analytics for people out there that may be considering it. Kind of you get more of a good general idea of people that have actually been using it for a while. Also, we're a family, we're not just like a single. We do have children, so we do take into consideration families that may also want to go for electric themselves. So if you want to see any more videos or ask any questions about electric cars, please comment below, because the comment section will be open today, because again, no kids, so I can open them up for you all. We are always happy to take any questions about anything that we do, especially about electric cars. Now we're a little bit more buffed up on kind of how to use them and how they work and things like that. But that is it for this week. We hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of been another sit down and chat video. Hopefully next week we'll be able to get out and do some more explorative videos for you guys, kind of family days out like we like to do. If you really want to, you can like and subscribe to us. You may not want to after this video, but who knows. As of today, which is not Saturday because I film just before to get it up ready for you guys, I'm on 99 subscribers. I need one person more. So if the one person wants to stand up and just click that button, even just for a week, so I can get a Q&A out for you guys, that'd be great. Please, please, please email questions or leave questions below for us to answer for you if there's anything you want to know about us. It's going to be like a kind of get to know me better. As at the moment, I have no questions, so it's going to be a really quick Q&A. I may have to make some up and just say some random person has said it. So like, subscribe, comment, do all that great stuff. We love interacting with you guys, and we would love to hear more from you. And we will see you next week. There will be some bloopers probably following this video because we have just goofed around for about 45 minutes. Enjoy the video, guys, and we will see you next week. Have a great one, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, this camera's over there. I was going to go there, and I have it all the way over there all the time, and I'm like, it's like, right, well, you got to stop now.
Let's go. Next me. I think because it's quite a quick thing. So we've spent 2,700 and so far.
I love you, but you're going like this to me in the camera. Can you tell?
£1 you spend.
Sorry.
So, I don't know. This is.
All you have to do is just look at that dot and just pretend it's me. I was midway through. It's fine. I use it. It's fine. Downstairs, please. Mummy's busy. Because I told you it doesn't matter.
It does, because it's a new Instavote. So on to so I have that itch. Bang.
Yeah, until you did that. What is the eye
I don't
thing?
know. I find it odd, but no.
I find that odd.
You add this in.
No.
It's very quiet and very
Just go again.
smooth. Yeah.
It's clicking. Why did you do that to me?
I don't know.
I'm not doing
I'll
anything. You're not
look at
talking to
you.
me.
But yeah, I'm talking to you.